SpaceX got Cursor, $60 billion all in stock. And what was crazy is that I was basically in the room when it all landed, right? Yesterday was Compile and it was actually Cursor's first big event. And I got this awesome swag bag from the event. So big shout outs to Cursor. I know a lot of people who couldn't go got extreme FOMO, and I would too if I was able to witness it from afar, but luckily you got me. So we're gonna also take a look at building a real-time app. I'm gonna open source my little app that I'm using with Pebbles because the real-time stuff is really, really fast. We're gonna get into some of that. But at the event, we got a special edition swag, which is basically the Compile edition of the Cron 2026. I have not unboxed this. I wanted to save the unboxing so that we can do this live together and be with each other. So we're gonna basically assemble, all of the keys are in here. So we're gonna go through that assembly here right now. It's gonna be crazy stream, I think today. It's gonna be really short though, because I just wanted to check in with y'all. It's been a little while and I really missed my live streaming. I was supposed to go live earlier today and had some technical difficulties. So we got some of the stickers for the swag in the bag. It's really, really cool. And yeah, so this bag is pretty fire. Like this little baggy thing that they gave everyone. Like big ups to Cursor team for the whole Compile thing. It was just mad fire. But yo, I was able to also choose my hat, so I got the little Compile hat, and that was a really cool little logo there. So they got that cute hat, rocking it right now. You could do, we're doing the Compile thing, so that's what we're doing right now, fam. What are y'all doing right now? Because I usually don't stream at this late at night, but I just thought I would do that. These are all the keys we're gonna do. I got the silent switches for this whole thing, and then on top of that, I got to choose my keycap. So I chose the Hermes like fancy orange. Of course, I gotta rock the orange. So that may actually replace this keyboard down here. And since we're live, I thought I'll give you guys a shout out real quick. So let me see if I can kind of take over the screen here. We got Senate Droid says lock in. We also got Razzo. What's going on, man? I know, right? Isn't the drip super fire right now? Like, dude, this drip, I feel so drippy right now. Completely like, with this whole thing. So we got the Compile stuff. I got the hat. I got the Cursor logo thing here, which is kind of crazy. And yeah, I feel like I'm gonna just shill Cursor all day. No. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna put this here real quick. Yeah, there's a lot kind of going on right now. I also got some pins, and I might be doing some giveaways and stuff because I want to give away some stuff because I want to these pins are like hard to get, but you can get these cool pins. So this is the dark mode for the Cursor. You can see the Cursor logo that's up in there with the little cursed up. And then we also have the light mode version. So if y'all in the light mode, let's go. And then I got some of the letters for the Compile event. So those are in there. These can go in your hat or whatever and all that. So yeah, I know, man, I'm jealous. LOL. So did Colombia win? I was really curious. I only saw the score 1-0 against Uzbekistan. I don't really know what the score is. Do you have any skills for building websites properly? Hey, I do have some skills that I'm building right now, Flavin. So let me just go ahead and show you those real quick since we're still currently live on stream. So this is just going to be a really cool random stream. We're just going to chill right now. This is going to be mad chills. So if you go to https://rpr.me/skills, I'm going to put this in the chat. Hopefully it doesn't work because when I was doing this, I'm going to type it out. https://rpr.me/skills. Okay, so if you hit this URL right now, I'm building a set of skills, open source and free. I'm just giving y'all the sauce right now. You can just absolutely cook and destroy with me. And we're about to slay together because this is what this whole mission is about, right? When you're tuning into this live stream, I want you to level up. Like the whole point of this whole live stream, why I do this stuff is because we're going to level up together, fam. So Fernando skills, I have in here, I just added the Bootstrap iOS one. I'm going to be adding some of my web dev stuff. I'm going to be adding some of the design skills. I'm also going to be adding a real fire one, like super fire one that I use for architecture. I have not shared that skill publicly. It is like my super secret sauce. It's going to be coming in here. So be tuned out for that. Like stay tuned. So make sure you star the repo though. You got to star the repo. You got to do all the stuff, the likes, the subscribes, tell your friends and stuff like that. I'm giving this off for free. I know people be taking my skills, repackaging them, putting them in a closed like school community, and then they're selling my skills in their community. I'm like, bro, this is free. That's what we do here, bro. But anyways, yeah, that's what's up. Also, there's a lot of people who normally can't catch me live, and you can catch me live today because I'm on later than usual. It's 9:59 or 9:54 currently in California, so that's what's good. Yo, what's good, man? Not yours this day. What's going on, man? Just became a member, dude. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. Definitely goes a long way. I just realized my microphone was down kind of low because I was doing some testing here. So yeah, I just upped my microphone level. Man, I'm jealous. Are you using Codex as your preferred model? Right now, I'm using Opus for a lot of iOS stuff. I'm using Composer 2.5 if I'm just doing front end stuff, and I use GPT 5.5 like high as well. I use a combination of all of them. And one of the skills that I've used is called Parallel Orchestrate. I made one for Codex as well. This is going to be like my Fable, not Fable replacement, but this mimics a lot of what Fable does to fan out parallel agents for a couple different things. So I'll get into this a little bit later, but if you want to just go ahead and check out the skills, they're all right here. There's so much sauce and I just don't want to overwhelm you. So I'll just point you in this direction so you can just start just playing around with them. But you can do a lot with this. If you want to just build an iOS app or a macOS app, this is going to be your thing. It's called Bootstrap iOS as a skill. You just configure this as a plugin or for Cursor or whatever you're doing here. And then this is just going to set you up successfully. All the skills that you need. And there's a whole collection of them, right? For Swift UI, concurrency, testing, Swift data. Like there's a lot of these that are referenced from all these great creators and people who've built them. I've just kind of assembled them into one location. So just really easy for you to get started. So I definitely appreciate that. So that's rfer.me/skills. And this is kind of where you can get it, all for free right now. Open source. That's what I'm trying to do. So that's what's up. So that's kind of that guy. And as far as like the event and stuff, it was fire. Like it was so fire. Let me just show you some of the photos and stuff. And then we'll kind of get into a little bit of building as well. So there's that. While we get some prompts. So yeah, this is Ben's photo. The whole event was crazy. Like they had the whole logo floating up in there. Downstairs, they had the little chalk event, that cafe cursor. It was a lot. They also had the keyboards on deck. So this is a keyboard library that they actually have at their own headquarters, which was super crazy. And this is some of the folks that are kind of doing some of the chalk talks. So that's Swale, I think, and he was doing the chalk, like heading up the talks. And I think these are some of the folks in the Cursor ambassador community. A lot of really great folks, all fire people. I really enjoyed kind of getting to meet everyone as well. So yeah, I got to meet some folks there. Let's see what else is going on. Maybe I'll show some of my stuff because I think I had some photos. So I got to sit pretty close, like right in the middle. And what was pretty fire about that was that I think some of my posts kind of went crazy. So yeah, this was a really good talk from Rio. Got to chat with him a little bit about design. I kind of told him about some of my futuristic design stuff, but I think my favorite part of this speech that he gave says, taste is not a prompt. Caring is not a parameter. This is why humans matter more. Actually, this sentence, yeah, I kind of rearranged it, but I thought this was really poetic. It was beautiful. So yeah, this is something that he likes to really explore a lot. And this is like a big thesis that I have too for building with AI in this era, is that like we're going to more and more try to be more intentional for how do we bring out our own human uniqueness when we're building with these products, and not let them really kind of like define us in some ways, because that's kind of also tempting, is that like you're tempted to, because you have like a bazooka, always just use it for everything. And it may not be as intentional as you think it is yet. And we're still very early in this whole process. So I'm going to keep this kind of chilling right here, put the bag away a little bit because this is getting a little distracting for me right now. And just to make sure that we can kind of get building a little bit, and then we'll get into some of the stuff. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and I really appreciate everything. Since I touched on the World Cup, what teams are you rooting for? I don't know if you know this, but I'm American, and us Americans, we have no concept of this thing called football. I'm sorry. No, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I don't even know who's actually playing. And I haven't really been following too closely, to be honest. I only saw the stuff with Colombia because I was walking in downtown Mountain View this evening, and people were cheering when they scored their first goal. It was really crazy. It was really fun, actually. But yeah, I'm not really going to be following too closely. So please, I need it now. Can we have a preview version? Pretty please. Nah, man. I got to do some other stuff. So yeah, that's what's up. It's morning here in India. Are you messing with loops yet? We've been messing with loops. We've been messing with loops since loops got started. Actually, some of the skill stuff that I pointed out were kind of that. So speaking of loops, Factory also released this thing called Wiki. So with the Wiki, you can actually have your repo like wikified, and it is crazy because this is normally what I would try to build in my repo, and they just pretty much just built it for me. So this app that we're about to open source that I have currently as closed source is basically what drives Pebbles. So that's what drives the really fast UI interaction. If you haven't seen it yet, let me see if I can get this thing pulled up so that way I can show you what's going on real quick. So let me get this loaded up, and then I'm going to try to see if I can load it on screen or load it up on a different thing. So over here is this guy. And then when I wake him up, you can kind of see him doing its thing. And I can say, you know, hey, how are you doing today? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, steady as ever.
Why are you so fast, man? You're so crazy cool.
Ray, it's just called momentum. It's Pebbles.
Hey, can you tell me what the score of the Colombia game today was for the World Cup?
Hold on. I'll check the latest score. Colombia won 3-1 over Uzbekistan today. Easy. It's Pebbles.
It's Pebbles, bro. It's Pebbles. So this is Pebbles, and I'm about to like open source this whole thing. Did you see how fast this was? This is using the GPT Realtime 2. So GPT, like OpenAI has released this real-time thing. This is on iOS. This is shippable today because there's this split key encryption. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that. You don't have to worry too crazy about it. What's cool is that your key, you don't have to store it on the device, and you don't have to worry about people trying to gum in the middle and trying to hack the key and try to use your account. You'll get some of that stuff built in. Also, if you realize that we did a real-time search query faster than what Siri did, right? Like if I say, what's the score of the Colombia game? And then here's Siri, it's still waiting for the results. My thing already returned this faster, right?
Colombia outdid BYU in the championship by a score of 81-64 on April 1st, 2026.
It's talking about Colombia like from April 1st, bro? Tell me who's smarter right now, bro. Like Siri? Oh, I just said the wrong word. It just activated on my device. Oh my God. Yeah, like, oh my God, Siri's going crazy. You missing? Yeah, that was dope, right? So you can build. I'm open sourcing this today, right? Like not the actual whole like interaction design, because this guy's too fire, and I don't know if I can give you all the sauce, right? Because this is like the whole thing is running Sprite Kit. It's doing some cool stuff with physics and all that cool stuff. I had little notes that get stashed and come up and down and stuff like that. You can do like multi-touch and grab, and you can even grab this guy and do some funny stuff and like play around with these things with multiple gestures. I'm gonna open source the voice part. So the voice part, along with the intelligence, which hooks up to the web request, everything is done in under 400 milliseconds. It's stupid fast. So I want to get that to you kicked off today. And so hopefully I'll get it published in the repo. All of this is going to be available on my GitHub. So that'll be open source. It'll be available for free. You can take it and start making and playing around with your apps, because I've had so many people ask me like, dude, can you share their source for it? And I was like, all right. I think it's time to do it. So that way, I'm going to put little Pebbles to sleep. You can start to kind of build your own character and using this GPT real-time stuff, because this is going to be the future for how you should be like thinking about how to build these like big voice apps. And the intelligence is finally here. It's really fast. It's here. It goes from on device back and forth. Incredibly crazy. So one part of that is, I was using like right now, I was basically kind of showing you a little bit of what Factory has enabled. So Factory, if you just go in and say, I want to basically create a deep wiki, it takes a little while. You do /create wiki or something like that. And then it will just then create the wiki for you. And basically it just goes through your repo and kind of creates that thing there. So let's see if I can kind of get this thing up and running. I'm having some issues with my stuff. Okay. I just want to make sure my stuff is going free flow. Yeah. So once the wiki is created, it basically uploads it to Factory, and then Factory has this thing here where it shows you the architecture. So this is the architecture for the high level flow. I basically have my, it's like the sample app, and then the conversational model works with an actor. And then we also have a real-time manager. So I was experimenting hooking this up with my OpenClaw. I'm going to rebuild this whole thing into a whole different data store, and this is all being refactored. This is just a prototype, but I've learned a lot building this prototype that I want to share back and distill it back down so that way you can use it. But basically, I ended up using some UI collection view stuff, and some other things within Swift, which are pretty fun to kind of build out that I think a lot of people would benefit from. So yeah, we basically have the stage background, which is you saw that little thing glowing, the SK view, and then that's the foreground as well. That's why we're able to do these touches and things. And then we have these different actors here. And then here's like the data flow that you can kind of see from the user, the conversation, and then the real-time manager with OpenAI. And then what kind of gets back with the stage view controller. So that's why you see all that stuff updating. So yeah, this is really, really cool for the wiki. And that's what's up. LSS is good. See you soon, live Podspace. Have you tried the new Siri? It's pretty good for my tests. Yes. My Raspberry Pi 2 is better than that, than Siri. Yes, it is. So like the new Siri that we just did, we asked it about the score for Colombia, and it brought from like April 1st, 2026. It's like, and it's not even the right Colombia. I just realized my light is not plugged in. Let me plug in my light because that light is like the vibes right now. So I unplugged my light. Let me plug it back in. All right, cool. Now we got the vibes. All right, so Pebbles is going pretty good. Right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up my real-time repo because I want y'all to build with me too. So part of what we're using is called AI Proxy. So if you go aiproxy.com, my buddy Lou Zell, I love what he's doing and I want to support him because he and then his other partner, his business partner is blanking on his name right now, but Todd. They're Fire developers, have tons of experience working on all these products, but they're the ones they're primarily the reason why I'm able to make that stuff pretty fast. They have amazing sample apps that you can already take off the shelf. And a lot of this stuff was updated like a couple of years ago, but you can just plug in the recent stuff. And this is kind of why we finally have reached the moment where these models are finally really good. And so there was a lot of work that had to be done ahead of time to try to support everything. But you can just grab one of these samples now and build yourself like a really fire app. Like even just for the image, type the prompt and generate, like this will be much faster than what it is before, right? This is really cool as far as interaction design. So you can literally just get the source code and then put your own actions in that you want to do. All of that's in the source code. So if you click it here, this will basically take you to the sample app on the GitHub, and then you'll be able to get the AI proxy demos. So these are all the demos that they have. They even have a transcriber that you can use, and you can hook it up to. Just point it to your model and just tell it what you want it to do for the recording, whatever. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? What's going on, man? Yo, it's so fun to see everyone kind of popping online. We got a bunch of folks going on, with talking about like SpaceX and the whole merger and stuff. But now we're kind of trying to build some of the real-time things. So I think what I'm going to do is we have the factory stuff here. I'm going to see if I can just give it like a mega prompt. And I'm just super curious. I don't have the skill for, let me just see if I can get the skill and install it for myself. So one of the skills that I have in my Fernando skills is a parallel orchestrate. So I don't know if we have like a Droid compatible one, but I'm going to point it at that as well. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to Droid. I'm going to say, I got the max model. Can you see if you can install or configure a Droid factory compatible skill for, and then so right now I'm basically using Droid for this one right now for this, but while this is going, I'm also going to pop into Cursor, and I'm going to just go into Cursor in the project here. And then let me see, do I have the latest version? I need to update 3.8.6. Okay, let me just restart to update the project. That way we'll get the latest stuff here. Yo, what's up, G? Yeah, it's really fun to stream late night, actually. For me, the vibes are super cool late night. Everyone's kind of chill. The other part I think is really cool that's like late night vibes is more that like people are kind of doing different things late night. And in California, I get different audience. There's folks in India who are also waking up, which is really fun. And those folks don't normally see me if I'm streaming during the middle of the day. So that's kind of cool too. So I appreciate everyone kind of being on stream. Also, the participation is really, really fun. So yeah, in a moment, we'll be able to kind of take a look and also see what's going on with the, let me check for updates, make sure everything's good. Okay, cool. So I say, so are we ready to go with the parallel orchestrate skill? So what I'm about to do is take the repo and then let me see if I can go to, if I do Command J, I can do git tower dot. Yeah, so in, oh, this is the wrong. Yeah, skills. Okay, so this is the other demo project I want to do. So I think it's saying it's ready to go. Let me verify the current state before I declare it ready. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, so what does it say? Yes, shipped fully clean. Perfect. Okay. How? Let me just double check that Curse Factory installed it. Okay, I now have the full picture. Marketplace is registered, offers Parallel Orchestrate. The official path is droid install this, the same mechanism, but I notice that it already exists in agent skills. Let me check to avoid conflict. Okay, the nuance is flagging a different order. Okay. Is already, yeah, so this is the thing, because I've simulated some of the skills into a certain directory, there's some conflict because I also have a codex version and I have a like cursor version. And so whenever with these skill files, there are specific tool calls and there's specific instructions that are specific to cursor. There are also some stuff specific to codex because codex has configuration files that you can configure for maximum number of parallel agents you can run. So there I have 6. And then in codex, I've also configured so that, you know, certain research tasks are done with high and other tasks that are done with low and so forth. So there's a lot of more nuance for those. And so I want to see if I can see if there's possibly like a way I can make a droid compatible one. So it looks like there is like some type of name collision and there's something going on here. So I'll let this figure it out and that'll be like a later thing for the droid. But instead of what I'm going to do is just kind of go probably here in cursor since I'm already got stuff going. And then I'll take a look and see. Okay, so we have this on the master branch. And then what I was going to do is take a look at the git tower dot. Okay. So yeah, all of this stuff is going to be available for free. You could just go to my GitHub. I also have a little thing that I'm starting as well, like the free school community. That's currently linked in the description. So you'll be able to take a look at that. So I think it was Pebbles phase 9. Yeah, so after Pebbles phase 9, I had this Swift version. And then we went to UIKit here. Okay. So after Pebble phase 9 tag, copy tag name to clipboard. Okay. So we're here. Okay. So let me just describe what we need to do so that we can start to plan out and fan out everything that we need to do. So I started to build the project from the prototype, and then we went from Swift to UIKit. And a lot of people have been asking me for basically open sourcing the project. And I don't want to reveal any of the keys. And there's a lot of stuff that we've done in UIKit to establish new factory patterns and other things that we've done with SpriteKit that are more specific to my thing. But I think the golden thing that is really nice here is the ability for people to interact with the voice agent like the way that we've been able to do in real time, but also have it do some tool calling and stuff. And I also went down the extreme rabbit hole of like building all these different cards and things. And the goal of what I'm trying to accomplish here and what we want to achieve is to see if we can now make a very minimal repo that will use the latest GPT Realtime 2 and see if we can get a minimum viable version so that people can actually start to experiment and use this. I don't want to share any of my keys. This will probably end up being a new repo that we create that we will end up using here. So I think that the first goal is to try to see if we can parallel orchestrate and fan out many agents so that we can start to go through all the different files and see if we can build a spec that we need to build and then tell the agents to build it using those types of files and then understand like what type of documentation they may need to look up. Also, any code snippets and other things could be very, very useful because we want to basically make one giant bootstrapped repo for this type of thing. So it might be a good idea to just maybe make a new folder for this new project and start putting code and snippets of things in there so that it will have the basis of what we need to kick off the project and perhaps a project plan that we can hand off to multiple agents. So in this task, go ahead and use multiple agents, multitask, so that you can start to grab all the different files in parallel and do verifications and things. You also have access to ref tools and Xcode, so that may also help you as well. And so that was a big long prompt, but that's pretty much everything that was pretty much on my mind. I think the last tag before we did the UI kit stuff was, so please feel free to dig around. So in Cursor, there's this thing called multitask. And so you see this little slash, like this thing here, it went away. Do slash multitask. And this is a special thing in Cursor that will basically fan out multiple agents. I didn't have to do parallel orchestrate here because this type of thing like will explicitly call out the skill, and it's currently set up for codecs. I think make sure you use the parallel orchestrate skill for Cursor and not for codecs. Let me just also see if I can give it a reference to the skill. So let me grab the skill file. So parallel orchestrate. If you don't have it, you can grab it here. Let's see if you don't have it, you can grab it here. Okay, perfect. And read the repo to get it configured for Cursor. Okay. I think that went away. Okay. If it isn't configured yet. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so this is a pretty good prompt. Let's go ahead and send this off. So I'm using Opus 4.8 Max, the most intelligence, all of the fastness. And then when it fans out, it may fan out to other smaller models as part of the instructions and stuff like that. So we'll see. All right, cool. This is cooking right now. So we're definitely cooking. All right, the user wants to open source a stripped down version of Pebbles that showcases the core voice interaction with real-time GPT capabilities. So we can see Cursor's already going crazy right now, and I'm gonna leave this kind of going here. So as we see, it's just basically now exploring, and it's gonna be taking a look at all these different files. And so one of the things that we are doing with multitask is that it's going to first, as part of the instructions, start some serial tasks. So just going to sequentially go through and try to figure out what the task is. And then it's going to start to fan out afterwards because it's going to have a better direction. And then what's happened is whenever Cursor launches like any sub agent, what's nice is it'll kick off its own like, context window for that. And each of those context windows like basically don't flood and take over the main context. So that way we'll keep that really, really light. So we've already used 151,000 tokens out of 1 million. And what ends up happening is if once that starts to get around 50%, you'll start to see some degradation, especially if you start to flood it with a lot of different concepts. So the technique here is to fan them out, like as we're doing here. This has its own subagent that it kicked off. Install Cursor parallel orchestrate skill with that actually is not really installed yet. It's made some to-dos for it to do its fanning out, which would be a serial discovery, and then it's going to create a staging folder, and then wave A and wave B. That's part of what I saw Fable was doing. So Fable will do things in waves. So it would figure out what waves it needed to do some information, collect that, then understand what it needs to do, and then send out a second wave of things. Because sometimes the tasks that agents send out, when it does things, it could verify to not be true, right? Sometimes the agents can be incentivized to return something or exit out as fast as possible. And that's just kind of accounting for that, how language models are used. And then it'll just send out a second wave to try to, redo that task or learn from it and then apply the methodology that it needs to do, kind of finish that last thing out. So in this case, it just says wave A, 5 extract workers. It's going to send out 5 agents. And the second wave will send out 2 research workers. And then at the end, we're just going to collect and verify the handoffs and then synthesize a spec that we need. So in this case, there is a golden core, which is the real-time manager Swift. It owns a real-time session, and then the for response creates stuff, which is here. So it's already creating a README with it's called the minimal real-time kit. So we're already now creating the new repo that we're going to open source for this. And then so the internal extraction is going to have the real-time core tool calling, which is the golden core. This is what makes the app feel like super responsive. It's faster than using Siri, which is crazy, right? With real-time voice. And then we have the factory agent driven card patterns. So these card patterns or things are like different pieces of information that will actually pop up and display different things. We're going to just kind of make that architecture available so that you can build out your own stuff, with this type of thing. We also have a sprite kit character, and then we also have the actual stage architecture and any keys and dependencies and things. This is pretty cool. So now you can see it's already fanned out 1, 2, 3, 7 agents. So each of these agents are doing their own task. And so this is going to extract out the tools. Now this is going to extract out the UI. This is going to do the sprite kit stuff. Each of these are actually pretty in-depth tasks. And you can see the prompt that the agent was given. So the agent was given this prompt up here from the main model. And it's not flooding our context window because this is an independent task that is running, and it'll have its independent goals to then spit back up to this agent as part of this bigger thing. So you can kind of see how this multitask can become very powerful. And like, this is the essence of loops, right? So loops are running and they'll just keep running. And then we're kind of taking advantage of just, basic orchestration, which we didn't really have to do very much. And this is already built into Cursor. And this is already built into like Codex and so forth, but you can enhance them or enable them more with these skills. So if you're looking for this parallel orchestrate skill, this is currently open source and available for you right now. So if you want to download it, just go to this URL here. So https://rfr.me/skills. So this will get you my open source skills. And these open source skills are currently my GitHub repo. So when you go in there, make sure you leave a star. Make sure you share it around. So like share it to, like some famous places and stuff like that. Because we're really trying to blow this up for like the whole world. I was able to study kind of what Fable was doing, and I'm just kind of replicating that as simple as possible without really overcomplicating it, because it's not really that complicated, to be honest. And I've made one for Cursor, I've made one for Codex, and then they're like the Cursor and Codex ones have like different methodologies behind them. You can study them, please. And see how they do their things. But basically, for the Codex one, we'll have, I have these, basically it's very simple. The loop is just this: track and run with the Codex plan and update the plan. And then we just have stuff to deliver serially. So it's going to list directories and do these types of things. And then we're going to stage and verify stuff. So this is probably the most important part, is like what things to verify that the model will get instructions for. And then from there, we're just going to decompose those tasks so they each have independent slices. And then from there, we're going to fan out some of the stuff with Codex for Codex, right? Like if you're using this in Cursor, it's going to be a little bit different, but I'm just showing you the Codex one because a lot of people have this right now. So these are the slice types that it's going to try to fan out. And then Codex has this thing called spawn agents on CSV. So this is specific to Codex, and I've accounted for this, and this is all in the documentation. So I was able to pull that in and put that into the skill here. So yes, this is low key, like in progress. So I'd love any of your feedback if you're able to use this. Maybe you have a certain research task that it didn't work well with. Please let me know that feedback. Instead of giving me a PR, just tell me what prompt you used and what your output was or what you wanted to do better. And then I will do the research to make sure that I can incorporate that and update the skill. That's more useful than just kind of flooding in big old like diffs and stuff, because usually that's not that helpful. So that way I can, kind of distill. I'm still kind of curating this by hand, so that's just the FYI. From here, we're going to also collect all of that stuff, and that's what it does, the handoff. So that's why you're seeing all the stuff hand off in all this way, because we're now going to give it like, I'm going to show you what's happening. We're going to give a status result. We're going to see what it covered. We're going to see what it found. And then we're going to basically see any open questions or follow-ups that it needs to do. So that way it collects them for the next wave to hand off and say, okay, this was still not really clear, so we should probably figure out what to do next, right? So this is the verifier pass. Then we're going to do the second wave. And then the multi-wave is normal. So realistic run could be 12, 3, 1. And you can see how it does this, right? And then we're going to just basically deliver one synthesized artifact, whatever it is. So this is kind of like my mini version of Fable that I was sort of able to, that I'm trying to work towards, right? Because I see that agents, when orchestrated this way, perform very, very well. And like, this is probably next level stuff that no one on YouTube is covering at this level of detail, and that you're literally getting for free. And I'm not forcing you to pay, several $1,000s to join this really random set of folks. I'm just putting it all out there because I think you're probably a curious engineer like me, or maybe you're experimenting and learning too. And I'd say just go ahead and play. I think all of us playing together will actually learn a lot, hanging out, trying this stuff out. So I think there's a lot of benefit to that. And obviously, drop the comments, give the thumbs up, likes and everything. Those will definitely go a long way because it really gets us out further to more folks. So then, yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on here. We have all of these that have kicked off, all of this stuff extracted. It came back with all of this research here for all of our different agents, right? So it's installing Cursor. If you wanted to basically decompile any repo and understand what's going on, this is the best way to do that because you fan them out just with one request, and then it's able to do that for you, right? So we've extracted them out to all these different sections, and then it says the golden core. Let me make this a little bit bigger so it's readable. So the golden core, which is the real-time voice, the tool calling, and the response.create per turn discipline, the data behavior factory, and the audio reactive sprite creature is a split from two things that must be rederived from live sources from an open source release. The current, okay, so this is just the instructions. So now Cursor installed the skill, and then it's doing the research, right? So it kicked off some more sessions in subsequent waves. And each of these little brackets here are separate conversations with their own context windows, right? So each of these have their own context windows. As you might imagine, low key, this is actually pretty token heavy. So if you have a small budget, this can pretty much blow through your budget pretty fast. People who had Fable as well blew through their usage pretty fast because it's a similar technique. It's using all these parallel agents in a loop, doing these waves of verifications, doing these waves of different things. And those things can consume quite a bit of tokens. And so right now I'm using Opus 4.8, the 1 million token context window in fast mode, which is 2 times the cost. So I'm literally just burning tokens thanks to Cursor. And so big shout outs to Cursor Compile. This is not an ad. I wish it was, but hey, they hooked it up with some keyboard. We're going to be putting this together probably in a little bit, but I'm just trying to share as much sauce as I can with you because this stuff is probably literally undefeated. There's like no one on YouTube giving all this stuff away from you at this time in the middle of the night. All I saw on X was these people vague posting saying, I run stuff in a loop. And everyone's like, bro, show us your loops. They're like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. Like, bro, are you just running the Fable model? It's like, that's not hot. Like, I'm sharing the skills with you, right? And I'm trying to invite you to share them back, and everyone's, go on this loop craze. So that's what's up for free. Let's go. So, okay, here we are at 7 wave 1 workers. The skill installer has completed. Okay, perfect. So now we got our spec file. Let's see what our spec's looking like. Let's widen this up a little bit. Okay. So we have a minimal GPT real-time voice agent, and we have the vision and scope. Here's the non-negotiables. Here's everything that we have for the target stack and key decisions. The transport, here's our architecture that we're going to build, and the end-to-end voice flow, which looks pretty cool. And the real-time core contact, which are snippets for the real-time, perfect. And the factory pattern and the character, perfect. And the latest OpenAI real-time reference. So this is the problem with the original repo, is that it didn't have this reference, and in my repo, it does have it. So this is why I want to make a new open source version, and this is perfect. This is perfect. I think what is going on here, it's talking about this key. The proposed repo layout. So this is going to be the new repo. So it's going to be the README, git ignore. We have the config secrets example. We have the Xcode project. Here's the app. Here's the real time. Here are the keys. Here's the factory pattern that I'm using for my little agent guy. And then we're going to also have the character and the stage as well. So I'm just giving you the sauce. I'm just giving you my whole app that I'm about to build, right? But I think it's going to be cool if you're interested in building similar thing that you can kind of build in alongside me. So I'm kind of open to this. I'm going to be branching. Instead of maintaining an open source app that is like my own thing, I'm just basically just giving the sauce away, saying, hey, anyone who comes in, just go to this repo. If you want to get started, like if you just found out about the project, this is probably going to be a good place for you to get started. So that way we can kind of build, and you can branch off and build your own characters and stuff like that. So that'd be kind of cool. Let's see what's going on. I need the droid orchestration level loops. That's the one we need for sure. Have I tried GLM 5.2? That's what I'm also trying to try as well. Yeah, like that would be really, really cool. So I think, does Droid have that model right now? Let's see. Droid is going on with something right now. Let's see. /Droid. Droid. I think, do they have the model? GLM 5.1. Show more. I don't think they have the new models yet, right? Damn. All right, so I got to hit up my friend 0x0. He may have the model hosted somewhere. Or I got to hit someone to see if they're hosting it on somewhere else. Yeah, because I want to try that. That'd be fire. Okay. Whoops. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Yeah, I don't see it. Let me close that one. What's going on here? Remove the older manual. Keep both as is. I'll manage myself. Okay. Yeah, I'll come back to this one a little bit later. Okay, we're doing the cursor thing. Okay, so here it is. So we have this here. We also have the README. So this is the minimal real-time kit. Okay, so provisioning, working name, the folder is the basis for the brand new open source project. Okay, so I guess this is what I'm calling it. We're calling it project plan. Oh, wow, this is crazy. I guess we have the whole app. Yo, this is crazy. So it looks like we have the whole entire project plan ready to go, like ready to build. I think all I have to do is just tell it to just start building it, and we'll go through and build it nonstop. Dang, no way. Here's what's staged for you already. Yo, this is crazy. Okay, it did everything. It did everything except for writing the code. It even gave me snippets. What? Yo, it even this is crazy. Okay, this thing is about to cook. Oh my goodness. Retire, do not use. It's even telling it about the older models not to use. So this is crazy. Wow. It even has my patterns that I used in my code, and it put them out and available as part of the repo. So when it does build the app, it already has such a good basis for what to... Yo, this is Opus 4.8. This is not even Fable. This is the power of orchestration and having stuff that can go in a loop like that, right? All I did was point it to my code. I said, hey, I want to make a minimal open version of this app. And you heard all the sauce in the prompt that I did, right? I said, go use this skill that I built based off of Fable and some of that interactions and some other things that I've been learning in research papers, right? Like my version of loops are dialed in right now, and you're getting them for free. This is crazy. I pointed it at my repo. It went crazy, right? It built all of this stuff. And when it's going to build this app, the key to like good agentic coding is having good like example references of things that are already working, instead of having it kind of come to a place and kind of making it up, because it's going to try to want to do that as much as possible. And so whenever you have agents working in like multiple layers, especially if you are able to have an agent kind of like fan out and keep those separations and kind of organize itself, Claude Opus 4.8 in Max Thinking is really, really good at understanding how to like really orchestrate that type of work. And we're seeing it here firsthand. So it was able to put together all of the research that it needs to complete the app. I should have just told it to just do the app. I mean, at this page, whatever. But I think this is also very useful information to build like a really good core for anything else that you want to build up on top of it, right? So even like it took my app and like said, here's a composition, here's a floating canvas. Like it's not the full on blown app, but these are really good examples about my patterns that I'm using for making my app, right? Here's a card view controller. Like this is how it actually has a card, and it's how it's actually almost done. Here's the islands. Here's my configuration example, right? Here's the factory pattern that we're using for registration. Here's how we do like the component IDs. I'm giving you all the sauce. God. Even like the way I'm using my character. Come on, bro. Yo, dude. This model's too good, bro. This model is that's Opus 4.8 1 million max inside of Cursor. And we did the whole Orchestrate flow using my orchestration plugin. So definitely rfer.me/skills, which will take you to my GitHub. and my GitHub has this parallel orchestrate skills. I have it currently working inside of Codex and also inside of Cursor. Pick your poison, and you will absolutely destroy and burn a lot of tokens, but you'll be very thorough, and the verification phases are just, they're top. No one is giving you this stuff. Oh my God, this is too good. I'm gonna have to cancel this stream. I'm gonna just delete the stream. Members only. Like this is too much. This is too much. This is like $10,000 worth of skills right now. Let's go. You know what someone's gonna be, that's why I'm giving it for free, because someone's gonna package my skills and they're gonna like try to flip it on their own, like saying, I got this thing that can do like next level loops. And it's like, bro, Ray Fernando's got it for free and you stole his skills and you just did it. So that's what's up. I'll try to check out your skills. Just start it. Yeah. Thank you so much, Adrian. Thanks for releasing those skills. Bug review. Yeah. Bug review. I haven't even got into that one. That's my classic one. That's my heart. That's my gem. That is probably the most, if you want the best bang for your buck as far as tokens and bugs that are actually useful and generated, I've spent a lot of time talking to the Cursor team about this. I was like, if you want to have, like, I was telling them about different runtime bugs that I would experience. And I wanted to have a way to review all my bugs, because not everything, like the agents are really good at calling out patterns, but sometimes there's different bugs that show up that only happen when you're testing. And the Composer 2.5 model is really good at driving a browser. And so you're able to, like, I made a skill because I was going through this a lot, and organize it in this way so that you can read it as a human, but it's also very useful for language models. And so this puts up everything as far as how a human QA tester would do this. And when I say human QA tester, I was one of the top bug filers at Apple, like literally the top 3. And like I would use the software, immediately file bugs. I would live on the software. I would like immediately just, whatever I'm working on, whatever other people were working on, I see something, immediately just grab it. And like I basically have distilled down like a decade plus of knowledge in my own methodology that has been super helpful for other humans to do work and be really efficient. I would call out wherever it was in the stack, whatever's happening in the console, anything to kind of bubble it up. And guess what? Agents love that information. So they love the way that I was able to interact with it, and they fixed really good bugs. And that's the best way to test them. Just use it in real life and then have it file a bug. So then the agents, all they need to do is like, I need to launch the app and log in. And then if it doesn't happen, it's going to write a report. And then what ends up happening in this skill here is that it'll go through a bug review process. And so this bug review process is really, really important, because that's how it determines what ranking it needs to happen. And so if you have the parallel orchestrate, you can also do that as well, because then you'll kick off a process to basically have multiple agents kind of argue with each other. One's an engineer, one's a project manager, one is like, designer, or whoever's involved in the engineering stack. And they're going to try to defend the bug and try to figure out like what priority it really is. And depending on like what paths and stuff that will impact. So all of that stuff is in here. This is just, this is becoming my directory of skills. And there's 3 really solid golden skills in here right now. Probably $1 million worth of skill saving, that is going to actually save you in your company over. And it compounds, right? So like once these skills are in there, they keep compounding. So that's what's up. Yeah, I'm very proud of these, and I'm going to keep building on them. But please use them. Give me any feedback. A lot of my friends give me feedback on the HTML version. I made this custom design just so that, because he actually wanted to read them. I was like, I don't read them, but I guess if you want to read them, I'll design something that's nice for you to read. So yeah, that's what's up. I mean, I do read them, but like I don't, I just scroll through them on a text message or something like that. So let's see what's going on here. So we have this in, okay, so we have the minimal real-time kit set up here. And let me just go back to my chat, because now I should be able to have what I need here. So, okay. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. No, I got you, fam. Yeah, I mean, this is a fire stream. I'm so happy I'm doing this right now. There's so much sauce. Yeah. All right, so let's see what's up. Yeah, this is like a super advanced version of prompting. And I don't know, I think I might do more of these. Like sometimes I like to just keep it really basic, but sometimes I just want to go deep. And maybe I'll just do this late night sessions where we just kind of vibe out. I like this. I really kind of like to nerd out. Let's see. Okay. What the parallel run produced. Everything lives in minimal real-time kit. Perfect. So that's the architecture. We have the agent ready tasks. We have the subsystem extraction. 40 redacted starter files. Damn, bro. I'm gonna one shot the not have. Hit that like, bro. Hit that like. There's too much alpha in here, bro. This stream should have been private, bro. Like this. you got to pay $100, $1K or something to get in the stream, bro. This is free. You know what's really funny? A lot of people may not even discover the sauce in this stream because of my title, my thumbnail, right? So if you're in here, this is a very special treat. That means you're a real one. And if you're sticking around, obviously, right? So we have the cross-worker conclusions. And by the way, I'm going to get this checked in so that way you can have this starter kit and you can start using it. So that's coming right now. All right, so the golden core is clean and extractable. We have the latest runtime. There's no keys that are archivable, achievable today. Perfect. Ship and paste your own key. The 2 docs. Okay, perfect. I defaulted the plan to AI proxy Swift and direct bring your own key mode for V1, and it reuses the real-time manager. Yes. Okay, perfect. When you're ready for the next step is to a fresh implementation agent to kick off the next wave. What I want to do is, can you move that into a new folder that's outside of this repo? And let's just create that open repo. And I just want to make sure that the stuff is in there so that we can start creating from that repo and checking it in. I don't know if I even said this correctly. I'm kind of mincing my words right now. So what's happening right now in my file system, I'll show you what's up real quick. Let me just go to files. So let me get rid of this sidebar and kind of let me minimize some of the stuff. Let me just kind of maximize the file system. So in my file system, this is my project, right? So if I go into Reveal in Finder, this is kind of what it looks like at the high level, right? So this folder is called Minimal Real-Time Kit. And I could probably just keep developing in here and then I'll open source it. So I think I might do that because what ends up happening is it has access to the rest of the files, which could be very useful for it versus having 2 separate folders. And then from there, I'll just check this guy into its own repo. I think that's what I'll do. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, what I want to do is, okay, I want to see if we can create a new repo for the folder Minimal Real-Time Kit. And we use that folder for the open source repo. That'll be, can we do that? I think this is kind of what I'm thinking. Let me send that across. I mean, we should be able to do it. I mean, we could do anything we want. It's code. Hey, Ray, nice stream. What do you think about the Karpathy new term, agentic engineering? How do you see it different from vibe coding? Agentic engineering is pretty much what we're doing right now, being extremely intentional in terms of like understanding what the LLMs produce and then trying to use everything we can to produce better outcomes for our code. So typically, vibe coding, I think in the way that he observed it, was probably watching some of these live streams that we did early on. And we were prompting, we were outputting stuff, and then people were seeing me copy and paste logs. And then we were kind of doing that loop, right? So it's just like I was purposely and intentionally not trying to write code. I was purposely trying to make the agents do that for me. And I was pushing the boundaries of these things. And then that kind of inspired more people to say, wait, I don't actually need to know how to code. I just have to start describing things. And then that's when we had, rules and these other things. So like that was like an era where like people who don't have a coding background can just start describing things. And then the actual foundation labs started to do reinforcement learning on if a user is requesting this, we should run all these tool calls together. We should run all these things and try to build this because this is what they're trying to do. And, they would feed it that data and it would get better and better at doing those things. So that kind of became vibe coding, right? Because the labs started to kind of correct and produce that for us because more users were requesting that. And more users means more users to their platform. Obviously, that's kind of how that started. Agentic engineering has been like this underlying and parallel thing that's been going. And it's kind of like a lot of what I do here on this channel, which is how can I get the model to be really good at outputting and chaining together things and automating multiple things that I'm doing as an engineer. And so there are a lot of engineering tasks like research, there's like writing scripts, there's like verifications, there's a lot of the software development lifecycle. And those are the things that are very intentional as engineers that you do, but they just take up a lot of time. And so you'll have to set up, either skills files now today, like skills files kind of came out of that. Any scaffolding like rules are very helpful. There are like scripts and other things that people are doing or making custom agents so it supports this workflow. And that's kind of, where things are kind of going here. So that line is started to kind of blur again because the models have become smarter and the labs are doing more reinforcement learning on these software development life cycles. And that's kind of what's becoming now the agentic engineering. So like it's kind of meeting itself back into the middle again. And then we're going to have this song and dance forever because the models are on these, like they're a frozen snapshot of time of whatever humans are doing. And then the labs will see behavior and then start training towards that behavior for the most part. And they'll get that data. So that's kind of the difference. I don't know if it made a difference. I guess maybe at a high level, if I were to explain it to a kid, I would say that, vibe coding is like saying I want to go to McDonald's and order the number one. And like it's kind of made for you. And then like agentic engineering is kind of like saying, well, let me just order all of the ingredients and then I'll try to put them together. I'll try to see if I can put it all and follow some instructions and kind of do it myself, right? Maybe I'll like prepare some of the vegetables and have them ready to go. So that way, they'll be easier to cook next time. So like that's kind of the two differences, I would say. From a behavior standpoint, I don't even know if that really explains it too precisely, but I'm just trying to think about it on the fly. And that's kind of the way I'm thinking about it right now. But as it becomes clear, I'll maybe feel free to ask more questions. I'll definitely try to answer it. So yeah, I just joined what's going on. Yo, somebody's got hit him. Cursor, $60 billion. And I just came back from Cursor Compile, bro. Oh, we got dripped out. We got the major drip from Cursor. They got the compile hat. We got the compile keyboard, bro. And we still got to unbox this thing. I wanted to do the unboxing. The key Cron, the special edition from Cursor. We got the Cursor keycap, no cap. I got a cap. I got several caps. I got one cap. We got the Cursor like pin. We got the light mode. We also got dark mode. Dark mode on them. Yeah. This go hard, right? We got the silent keycaps because I got to keep it silent for the streams. I can't be waking people up like that. And we also got the regular keys. So I got the colorful keys, the Coke white keys. I mean the white bright keys. So we'll be doing that on the stream. We'll be I'll be doing an unboxing. Maybe this stream, maybe not. I'm supposed to be asleep right now. But yeah, I'm just vibing because I wanted to. Then we're open sourcing. We're open sourcing real-time voice apps that you can vibe with me as I'm building my little guy out, Pebbles. All right, so you can take some of that sauce, and we cooked hard. On top of that, I literally just made my skills open source, and I got a whole bunch more skills coming up, from design to architecture plans to a ton of stuff that I got cooking. So if you just go to the Ray Fernando skills on my GitHub, this is kind of where it's really popping off right now. So if you're not on this, definitely get on it. You'll get the star action up in here. So this is my collection of skills. This is what we're talking about for the parallel orchestrate. You can have Fable-like intelligence just off the skill. And like I'm telling you, we cooked. We absolutely destroyed. So that's what we're cooking with right now. And just be prepared because all these people on YouTube are going to be trying to charge you hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars to join their communities and stuff. It's free right here. You can get this stuff. Start doing this today. Your favorite YouTuber will probably take my skills and then reprompt their own and then start charging you for it. Tell them, no, you stole it from Ray Fernando. he got Fable before everyone else. And we're doing it right here. We're live. This is what we do. This is just really cool stuff. Vibe out. And, got to hang out with some folks. So yeah. With Cursor Ultra, are you ever hitting? No. No, actually, I built the whole soccer game using Opus, using GPT-5, using Composer in 12 days before Christmas. And I was on a $200 Ultra plan, and I still had twice as much more compute left over, right? Because you can use $400 to $500 worth. I did it in like $212. I think it was the whole cost of the whole game. I never wrote a line of Rust in my life. The backend was written in Rust. The front end was Next.js. We used sprites. We did a whole bunch of stuff. 12 days. Every single day I was just vibing out from 1 to 5 hours a day, shipping the game. And we played that game worldwide. Latency was crazy. Like it was like from Australia to New Zealand to Hawaii to India, people were playing real time. Worked on mobile, worked on desktop, worked on iPad. It's just crazy. It's crazy. I'm like on a Cursor Ultra plan. I was blown away. I was like, damn, that thing really cooks. So that's what's up. Yeah. Oh, my voice is dying right now. Okay, so what did we do here? So I said, what I wanted to do is I wanted to see if we can actually do the repo from within the repo, if you know what I mean. So let me just see what's happening right now. I can do that. The cleanest, safest way is to turn minimal real-time kit into its own standalone Git repo, initialize in its place so it stays in the folder you're already working in with the proper open source scaffolding, git ignore, license, and the clean commit, and then gated behind the secret rescan so nothing private lands in what became a public repo. I'll hold off on creating git pushing git until you, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so it's doing its thing, straightforward, it's underway, it's in the background. It did the whole thing, minimal real-time kit, perfect, awesome. Internal code names like research mentions open Claude Pebbles. Decide what to keep. Okay, cool. So like we gotta deal with that. So create the repo is ready locally with no remote. How should I push to GitHub? Create a private GitHub and push now. Review it, then flip public. Yeah, let's do that. What name should we use the repo? The folder name is provisional. So minimal real-time kit, open real-time, OpenAI real-time voice kit. Let's do this one. Let's see. Which GitHub org? Yeah, the personal Ray Fernando. Okay, cool. Let's do it. All right, so y'all bet to get a real fire real-time kit. Also, the real-time kit that I was using. So let me just do a quick demo of that for those who are just joining in. This thing is called Pebbles. I was working on this for a little while. And let's see what, hello, are you there? Let me force quit the app and put it back in. Let's see. Hey, yo, what's good, fam?
Ray, I'm here. Easy, steady.
Hey, what's the score of the Columbia game?
Hold on.
It was taking a little while. Are you good, fam? This is my character.
Check that.
And then you can like flick them up. Like you can tap them.
What do you want to do with them?
What's the score of the World Cup Columbia game?
Hold on. Let me check that. Colombia won 3-1. Easy. It's Pebbles.
What other games were played in the World Cup today?
Let me think through today's slate for you. Argentina won, and Portugal drew with Congo DR. Handled.
You see how fast that was? That was crazy fast. This is like how fast we're able to do this stuff. So this is using GPT Realtime 2. This is the new real-time stuff. And we're using Exa for the web search. And we're able to do this in under 400 milliseconds. And what is amazing is that this workflow is going to be open source so that you can start building with me. And we're using a thing called AI Proxy. So that way our key isn't like exposed, right? So that we can ship this to the App Store and then we'll have separation of things so that people can't really like hack our account and start going crazy with it. So this is the power that you'll be able to have and make your own like crazy version of, of Siri or your own smart agent. So that's what's up. I keep saying the S word, and what ends up happening is that we'll have that. I think we'll also have the cards and stuff. This is what I'm also porting over as well. I don't know if I'm going to give you the fancy UI kit stuff so you can do like multiple card dragging, but yeah, we'll see what's up. I'm going to give you something so you can start playing around with at least today. So that way you can start using in your apps. That'll be what's up. So that'd be super fire. So you're going to get that right now. We're going to try to see if I can upload this as a private repo, and then I'll flip it to public so that way you can start doing it by the end of the stream. When I'm asleep, you can start cooking. That's what's up. Go live daily, brother. Hey, I might do this, bro. I'm this close to going live daily, and I think I might do like different times, right? Like in the morning, in the middle of the day. What ends up happening is that like I got a lot of life stuff going on too. So like family, health, personal stuff. Like I'm actually doing my own health goal, right? So I'm trying to take care of my health. I'm like going to the gym, trying to stay swole. I'm going down to 10% body fat. And right now I've never done that in my life, right? I've never seen my abs. So right now I'm at 21%, 21.5. I'm probably a little bit lower than that since I got my DEXA scan. I've been super on point, trying to stay really clean with my diet. And it's not really been too much of a headache. It's just been a big mental shift though, right? Instead of going for French fries, like I don't do French fries anymore. I used to love chips. I still love chips, and I don't really like them anymore because it's like, it's not even nutritional. So it changed my thinking and kind of, doing those goals. So I think I might do lives, and then I'll work on creating content too, because I want to make these little snippets of content that could be super useful because not everyone has time to catch up on a live. So I want to make sure I still deliver value. So what I may do is like cut up like today's live stream and then make it so that like I'll show the journey of like orchestration or how I create a skill. And maybe that'll be like a 2-minute video. It's like, here's how I create the skill, Pebbles Orchestrate. Your favorite YouTuber isn't doing this. It's for free. Download it here. Make a like, subscribe, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. It's a wrap, right? So if y'all want to see this, let me know. Just drop the comments below, leave a like, whatever. I'm down to go live every day as much as possible. Even IRL stuff. Like I'm out in San Francisco. I'm at an event like at Cursor Compile. I could have just been live. I mean, yo, what's going on? I wasn't sure if y'all want to see that or not because I just be hanging out, talking to people, right? It would have been cool, but there's not like I'm sitting down coding. But if y'all want to see that, I'm totally down for sure. I'm in the Bay Area. W. Yeah, the beta. Okay. All right. I'm going to do live. I'm going to go live daily. I think this was up. I just ran for candy and monsters. Lock in, bro. Let's go. Okay. All right. I think y'all are speaking. You guys want the lives daily. Okay. I'm down. I'm so down for this. I'm so down. Do you have the latest Droid router? I did email them after to obtain the business email. I think I got the Droid router right now. Low key. I'm gonna have to take a look because I was trying to see if I can play around with it. And if I got access, I'll probably do a dedicated stream on that just so we can play with it. Because I know a lot of people talking about the Droid router right now. All right, so we have the GitHub Realtime kit. Let's see if I can see this real quick so that I can make it open source for y'all. So we have the Bring Your Own Key GPT Realtime Voice Kit. So this is going to be our key, our hard constraints, no secrets, never copy real keys, AI proxy partial keys, service URLs live in this folder, place URLs, paste your own. Source app is here. Those must be redacted. And the latest real time here. So this is where we have. So what's cool about this repo that I'm about to open source is you'll see how I create this kit for you based off of how I took it from my original one. So all those files that you saw me go through, including the snippets, right? Redacted code snippets, 1 subdub per worker. Let's see, are they redacted right now? Snippets? I think you get the whole sauce. Yeah, you can get the whole sauce. Yeah, no, you're gonna get everything. Damn. You even get the WebSocket Connect code. Hey, wow, this is gonna be crazy. Oh my goodness. Oh, you guys are getting sauce right now. You're getting so much sauce to feed a language model. I am just like, oh man. Okay, this repo better blow up. It's called the Minimal Real-Time Kit. Bring your own GPT key. You can use real-time voice. I'm going to also make it so this can be available for translate later on. Or maybe I'll let some people figure that out. But there's too much sauce in here, bro. There's too much sauce. You get everything. I'm going to give you the whole damn thing. You don't even have to know what's going on. You just tell the agent. You're like, I want to do this, and it's going to build it. It's just going to be fire. Oh, my goodness. Big shout outs to Cursor. Cursor's the one that hooking up with these credits right now. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, I haven't finished this part yet. Okay, corroborating. Let's go. This looks fire. Can you make sure? Okay. I'm just gonna check this out real quick. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna see cd ... git clone this. Oh, okay. So there's a problem. I have a copy paste problem that is specific to the new Mac OS 27. Whenever I copy and paste, it just straight up hangs. And what you're seeing right now is just my mouse or cursor moving, but you're not seeing the little spin wheel of death. And that's what's going on. So I'm just gonna have to type this in by hand. I can't even type it in by hand because my guy is just stuck. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. If you just go to, I'm gonna try to see if I can pin this one. Okay. So minimal real-time kit. Oh, this is such a pain. Okay. Oh man, can I? Oh, okay, cool. No, it doesn't even get the right one. Okay. Ray, Fernando. I think it's minimal real-time kit, right? Minimal real-time kit. Yep. I'm just going to clone that. CD minimal real-time kit less. Okay. Open dot. Perfect. And then droid. Oh, okay, cool. Droid. I'm just going to see what's up. Okay, /model. And then I'm going to change it to GPT 5.5. So yeah, I'll give it the GPT 5.5. I'll do medium. I'll do fast. Okay, fast mode, perfect. Okay. Can you do a quick review in this repo to make sure I didn't leak any keys? Because I have not yet pushed this publicly and I want to make it a public repo and I just want to make sure I didn't expose it. Obviously, I'm doing the split key encryption stuff with the AI proxy. That should be expected. So if you can just fan out multiple subagents to take a look and get back to me. Okay, cool. So I'm going to have it do that thing here. Sorry, Ray, just got off it. Thanks for explaining the diff. What I understand is an agent engineer, we make spec-driven development that like a planning document before prompting. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you're more intentionally driven to produce outcomes, I would definitely say that's like agentic engineering. In essence, you're delegating a lot of those tasks out to agents like I'm doing right now to do tasks for me. So that's like, you know, that's type of thing. Vibe coding to me still feels like a verb, like, but I know that it can be used as a slur, and sometimes people say that, you know, because like, oh, you just vibe coded this app, and you kind of really have to hear or know that person to know like if they're just saying you used AI to code with it, or if like, you know, it's just language is really funny right now, and the current trend with Peter Steinberger when he hears vibe code is saying, you know, he gets triggered saying, you're insulting my work, as opposed to maybe other people are saying, oh, how cool you used AI to do it. In my community, I like to be more like uplifting and intentional. Agentic engineering just sounds more like purposeful with your language, saying that you appreciate that someone spent the time to plan and think through features and implement them and use agents to drive your development. And that kind of also gives you like a cap saying, you're an engineer or you're building like an engineer because you're actually trying to describe what you want to do. So that's what's up. Let's see. The security review, I ran parallel reviews and the committee history says there's no keys, credentials, perfect. It says, okay, there's a lot of good placeholder keys and perfect. Awesome. So it looks like we're good here. And then I think what I might do is I guess I might flip it, huh? Settings. Wait, this is not yet built out yet. So it's currently not built out. And it's still private. So I think what I might do is I'll make it public. So that way you can start seeing and start to maybe mess around with it, right? So I'll say, change visibility, change to public. I want to make this public. I understand. The code will be visible to everyone. Okay. Okay, I gotta use my passkey and everything. Okay, let me just do that real quick. Dang. Yo, they want my firstborn child and everything like that. Okay, we're about to get this public repo. I hope that this works. I don't know if this is gonna work. Yeah, if you go to, okay, now that I got it here, I have it publicly available. Minimal real-time kit. I can't pin it because I got too many on there. Let me see if I can unpin something. You know what's funny? I don't use LLM cursor rules anymore, even though that's kind of, I used to, so like when we first got started in this channel, the cursor rules are really what drove me to do full-fledged apps. This is like 2 years plus old. Damn it, low-key, it's time to retire this, huh? Like how many stars it got? My text files got almost 1,000 stars. This is too good. Okay, I'm gonna unpin it. I don't think it's as cool as it was back in the day. I mean, there are useful stuff in there. There's some really good prompt engineering things. This starter kit too is kind of no longer as relevant. It's a really good starter kit, but I'm gonna unpin it too. Right now, what we're doing is my MLX video generator, LLM calc, and then I'm gonna do that repo that we just kicked off, the minimal real-time kit. All right, so minimal real-time kit, we're gonna pin this bad boy, and y'all gotta give it a star right now. So minimal real-time kit will probably live up here next to my skills. Okay, so if you go to my GitHub, Fernando, hopefully this will work. I don't know if I can do this. Oh, if I copy and paste this thing, it might die. It's gonna die. Oh no, pinwheel of death. Okay, I got pinwheel of death. I'll let it do its thing. It's gonna eventually paste itself into the comments. Oh, you know what? I may be able to paste it into you here. I can't paste it anywhere. Oh, this is a really bad bug. Oh, macOS 27. So for those who don't know, I've updated to the beta. And right now I'm like my mouse is just doing this little pinball thing, pinwheel thing, but I can still kind of navigate and do other stuff. So while it's doing its thing, this is currently available. If you just go to my GitHub, Fernando1337, you know, GitHub/Fernando1337, you'll see minimal real-time kit. Just go ahead and go there. You'll be able to see this project, and y'all need to get 1 star up in here. We need to get 1 star. This is going to be the launching point right now for me building the app. So I'm about to do that right now. So you're going to see some of the commits coming in hot for us to actually build this and start to run it inside of Xcode. So within that, while you're here as well, the other one that you want to check out are the skills files. So in the skills file, if you want to get set up, I'll probably tell it that you should use this one called the Bootstrap iOS Mac one. So this is going to bootstrap all of the skills that you need to build Swift, Swift UI, Swift data, core data, Swift testing, Xcode build MCP, and a bunch of other curated skills. So make sure you install this skill as well. So I'm going to say, Bootstrap iOS agent stack. Okay. Oh man, I'm still hanging. This is so bad. Okay. Okay, we're good. Okay, so now that we're here, now you have a clean separation with the big Pebbles app. Hey man, how are you doing? Yo, Dylan, how's it going, man? It's going pretty good. It's going really good. My whole thing was just hanging right now because of me copying and pasting, and I'm living on the beta right now. But now I think things are much better right now. So thankfully. Okay. The architect skill, not yet. I got that coming soon. Stay tuned. Flip to public. After a quick review. Okay. Start building and hand T-Wave 1. Okay, cool. So, okay. I've now made the repo public, and I think we're ready to start building. Can you give me the handoff prompts that we need so that we can just let the agent keep running until it's done with the entire plan? I'm planning to do a multitask with coordinated parallel agents and use the parallel orchestrate skill within Cursor. And I have that Cursor plugin already installed. It's not the Codex one, it's the Cursor specific one. So if you could just go ahead and give me the prompt, and then I'm going to just go ahead and open up a new chat. That way it'll have its own context window to work from, and it'll be able to kick off sub-agents and do everything much cleaner. So, okay. So what I'm doing here now is now we're going to start to build this phase here of the app. It should probably be aware of the repo, I think, minimal real time and all the other stuff that you need to know as well. Okay. I don't think I even need to say that because Opus 4.8, 1 million is pretty smart. Yeah. Activity monitor C. Yes. PB board. Let's see. Activity. Let's see. Oh my. Process name. Oops. Let's see. Windows Server. It's a Windows Server bug. Yeah. Oh, that's nasty. Now, I don't know if there's much I could do. I think it's an OS bug level. They're probably going to fix it in the next beta. Do I have any marketing skills you can recommend? I do have some, but they're way out of date. And I'm not into marketing right now. But what I would recommend is if you want to build your own marketing skill, go and just talk to Opus and say, I want you to use Xcode and Xresearch, like Xresearch specifically, to help me with my marketing, right? Who are the best marketers for whatever you're trying to achieve? And go ahead and find them and see if we can teach me some of the lessons that I need to learn to do marketing, because I have no clue about this space and I'm trying to push it to whatever. You may find that like you resonate with Alex Hormozy, and his methodology of marketing is literally like one customer, one outlet, and like, one channel and like one specific feature type of thing, or one pain point. That's probably the simplest way to get started. So like, for example, like with my transcription app, I'm a YouTuber. I have lots of YouTube videos and I want to transcribe them. So I just said, hey, I made a transcription app for YouTubers. It makes it really easy. It collects all the timestamps. It's done in like 5 to 10 seconds, and you don't need to spin up your own transcriber on your own machine and take like 20 minutes to do a 4-hour live stream. A 4-hour live stream can be done in like less than 2 minutes and all transcribed with timestamps and everything ready to go. And it's like, oh, wow, that speaks to me as a YouTuber. So that's one person, one channel, one outlet. That's the only message I say. And those people see it, they sign up, and that's it. Everyone else won't see it. They don't sign up. And that's actually okay, because you're just trying to serve one demographic. So yeah, figure out what you're trying to do. Don't go crazy, right? Like if you've understood who your audience is or your demographic, cool. If you haven't, let people use it for free and tell you what features they want. It's part of sales, right? So you have to kind of go through this process yourself and kind of figure that out. Yeah. Did you apply for the Factory 2.0? Yeah, I have the access to the new stuff. That's the new Wiki thing that I got. Yeah. Let's see. Here is the single. Yeah. It uses parallel orchestrate school. So you're the orchestrator for the autonomous agents. Use the parallel orchestrate skill, the cursor tool variant. Perfect. Build target a GitHub repo nested in the workspace. It's now public to a secret hygiene. So the secret hygiene is critical. Use this one, origin main branch. Read first, fully in order. So this is it. Decision V1, negotiables tooling, execution loop. Perfect. The definition of done is tiers 0 through 4 complete, verified. So basically, I'm just going to run this prompt. I'm just going to give this to the next agent in the next chat, and that's it. And we're just going to let this run for a long running task. Okay. So a few tips for the chat. If parallel orchestrate skill doesn't show up in the new chat skill list, reload cursor once. Yeah, let me just reload cursor. Quick cursor, reload. Cursor. Whoops. Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah, Xresearch. All right, so if you go to exa.ai, there's a configuration that you want to set up for Exa. So exa.ai. It's pretty much all I use for web search. It's probably the best thing that you want to give to your agents. It's the most highly recommended thing, and I don't waste your time with anything else. Like, this is just absolutely amazing. Pricing is free, especially for Xcode. I think you get 20,000 requests per month. I don't think I've ever paid for it. I maybe paid $5 because I'm using some other stuff. But deep search will cost you for every 1,000 requests, $12 to $15. Well worth it, because it's basically like having ChatGPT Pro or like Perplexity Pro searching on tons of resources. They have some of the best stuff, very good for complex multi-stage, multi-process stuff. What you want to do is just go to the documentation and say, I want to set up Exa research. And just point your agent to here, or point Claude code, or point Claude to it and say, I want to set up Exa research. Help me set it up with the Exa MCP. And then it will basically show you how to set it up. So it will go in here, research. And then it will get exposed as a specific key for research specifically so that it can do that. So the tools that get enabled are usually passed in. So by default, web search and these searched advanced would usually be enabled, but you can add research to it as well. And I don't think they listed here, but you can just tell your agent to do that. I think the agent research paper skill. Yeah. So this is the copy and paste in the Claude code, and then you'll web search advanced research paper. So this will help you for like research papers or any other type of stuff. But I think what you want to do is just say, I want Exa research. And so that will help you with that. The agent will get configured itself and it will know where to grab that. But basically all it is just a parameter that it passes in. And so that's what's up. There's another cool thing called monitors, and I'll show you a whole different video on that later, but this is even more amazing, but I don't want to overwhelm you right now. Just tell your agent to use Exa, tell it to connect to deep search or research, Exa research, so that you can do that for yourself. You could even just tell it to do, apparently this is a new thing, async agents for deep research. This is a whole, maybe this is kind of it combined, because usually I would have to, so this is much cheaper than telling Claude to do it, because Claude would use tokens for thinking. They already have an agent on their end that will do the data digging for you. Damn. Yo, that's fire. This is crazy. But you can see, okay, so the reason why I'm using it for my voice agents is because of how fast they turn around everything and how rich the data sets are. So that's why my version of Siri feels way smarter, because I'm using Exa under the hood. So now I can use it for voice agents for live answering of calls, sub 200 milliseconds. The whole round trip that I did with my agents under 400 milliseconds. So that's me speaking, asking about the soccer game. Midway, it already knows what's going on. OpenAI is really fast with GPT Realtime 2 to do function calling, and it hits Exa and it turns back in under 200 milliseconds. So by the time I almost finish my sentence, it's already returning back the results and displaying it back on the screen. It's crazy how good this is. It's like, yeah, unbelievable. So you can do a lot with this. They're using it in 11 labs. I'm just building it myself. It doesn't take that hard, right? Better than ChatGPT research. It's different. I would say it's definitely different. But I mean, it makes the agent feel like low-key cracked, absolutely cracked. That's also why I'm able to write these skills into different plugins and stuff and follow like the specific paradigms, is because Exa is plugged into all the documentation for all these different repos with Xcode. So you have a lot of stuff. I have ChatGPT Pro model. It takes longer with Pro. Yeah, exactly. I have that, but I'm not sure if it's the best way. It just takes longer, but Exa is just cracked. Yeah, you probably, I mean, this will get you most of the way. You don't even need Perplexity. I mean, this is all you need. Yeah. Saving you some dimes. Okay, so we got this guy, and then I'm handing my prompt off in Cursor, right? Okay, so we got a rebooted Cursor. I'm gonna put this prompt. I'm gonna show you what like next level orchestration looks like. We're talking about running loops. Our loops are gonna run loops, bro. This is gonna be crazy. My loops got loops. All right, so I'm gonna turn off fast mode because I don't think I want to burn that much credits right now for that fast. Because all I'm just gonna do is just send this off on this task. Okay. So now we have this thing, and we're in multitask mode, and I've just pasted the handoff prompt to the next guy, and then I'm gonna send it. Cool. So a lot of times what I like to do is I'll take my previous chat and I'll just rename it, so I remember when I come back to it what I did like months later. So I'll just say open source planning. So this is just a good way for me to remember. I put it in little brackets, and then I'll just say rename this one to open source loop. Implement. Okay, perfect. So now what's happening is that I've basically just given it my big old handoff prompt, and it's going to start to read everything, use this skill file for the orchestration skill that we have, the parallel orchestration, and it's going to run everything in a loop, do multiple waves, and it's going to go through all of the phases of all of those pieces of software that we were talking about. So remember in our documentation for the actual repo, there's a project plan, and this project plan, let me show you real quick, has all these phases of work from task cards to like different tiers of work that needs to be done, all through like 8 different waves. Here's stuff that can be run in parallel. Here's where things could be gated by. And here's a verification loop for each of these cards as well. And then here's the actual spec. So it's got instructions to read the spec. Whoops, let me just kind of get rid of it. The spec for the repo is right here. And so the agents are currently reading this right now. And then this actually points to other research files. So if it's at that specific part of a step, like the non-negotiables, it's going to go to like research part 2 for the factory pattern, and then get some more information and know where to go and read some more information about that. So here's the data flow stuff. I mean, this is very, very comprehensive. And we did this all in basically one live stream, right? So like we built the specs out, the different snippets that it needs. All of those snippets are referenced in here, right? So like anything that it needs to do, whenever language models get references to patterns, they can then reproduce them from these. So literally what I have been able to distill down is the essence of basically a clean room, a clean room spec of my app that then you can rewrite in other languages or in the same language and do your own thing, right? So I did that to myself just to open source it so that you can build along with me. So if you're totally down with that, you're going to see me through this journey for the next year trying to build this app, and I'm going to launch this on the App Store as well and try to make some money with it, right? So this is going to be us like learning together. And if you're totally interested in that, definitely stay tuned because I got a whole bunch more stuff tuned in. I want this app to basically help me on my health journey. I'm going to be building widgets. We're going to be building with iOS 27 as well. I used to work at Apple, and I purposely didn't really touch this stuff for many years because I just didn't want to be too close to everything. And it was 2023 when I left. So now it's been enough time, and it's been really fun because a lot of the stuff that I'm playing with is stuff that I never ever touched before in terms of like stuff that I didn't really work on. So it's easy. It's kind of nice being an outsider to kind of look in and see what is all the cool stuff that we have to play with now. So there's a lot of cool stuff in Foundation Model. There's a lot of cool stuff in all the different APIs that we're going to start to kind of tinker with and do a lot of agentic engineering. So if you're into this agentic engineering era of like building skill files, understanding what loops are doing, seeing some of the more advanced stuff and seeing us kind of bring stuff to life, this is definitely your place to be. I'm trying to put this stuff out there, make it free. And all I ask for you is just, thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, stay locked in. If you want to get a little bit closer, I do have like an email list that you'll be able to check out. I think it's called rfer.me/startmyai. That will take you to the school community, which I'm trying to sort of build. And that's kind of an easy place to just act as a forum. And that way others can participate and help you out as well, because I'm not always available. It's a free community right now. I'm just trying to get people to, join in, help each other out, get to know other people. I have zero tolerance for people who try to like bring in negativity. So make sure you kind of filter your thinking and make sure you are really trying to bring other people up. If I see you just bringing other people down, you're going to be kicked out, and that's not a fun time. So this is a really great time. And so now that I've kicked off my cursor agent, let's go see the progress of what's going on right now. So we're basically watching it do Fable-like things with that orchestrator skill that I've given you for free. I've given you like $1 million worth of prompts of skill files. This is crazy. So, right. So we have the stage where it's going to read the snippets. It's going to move through all these different waves. There's going to be 7 waves that we're going to move through all in this one chat, right? So it's going to kick off different agents, different context windows. It's using the Xcode build MCP. So it's going to actually build the app in the background, and it's found my simulators as well. And it's even booting them up. It's going to start to do the testing. So what's great about those skill files that I gave you is that it also has that stuff to get you started in this as well. So don't feel like you're behind. All you have to do is just go to my GitHub, Ray Fernando 1337 right here. And then what you want to go ahead and do, go to the very top. I'm having some issues loading my stuff right now. I don't know if it's my connection or whatever's going on, but that can happen. So If you go to my repo, you'll see the thing called Fernando skills. Go ahead and click that. And then if you're trying to build iOS apps, if you want to go ahead and install the Bootstrap iOS, basically point your agent and say, install the Bootstrap iOS from this skill thing and get this installed for me so we can start doing this. So this will get you everything you need to basically build the iOS apps, everything that you need to bootstrap yourself to get the stuff going. So that way you're just going to be flowing just like me, just prompting your way in, doing like hardcore agentic engineering, and you'll have some other stuff that we'll talk about as well. So that's what's up. Let's see. Okay, cool. So now that we have this, we have our loops going. So this loop will probably keep running all night while I go to sleep. I'll wake up in the morning and it will probably have pushed a whole bunch of changes to the repo. And we're already seeing the changes starting to roll in right now, which is pretty fire, right? So we're using the Opus 4.8 1 million max mode. We're just basically going to read the config research snippets and verify some of these environments. And then we're going to set up the project. Then we're going to move into these different waves, right? So this is going to be really, really cool and totally hands off, right? So if for those who are just tuning in, we basically went from, I have my existing Pebbles app on my phone. I've done a lot of work to customize it for my use cases, but now I want to open source it without like really giving away my custom stuff, but give away enough of everything so that you can start building your own version. And so we have basically pointed cursor to use this, parallel orchestration. And parallel orchestration basically is this advanced looping system. It's a skill that I'm literally giving out for free. I'm not asking you to join whatever. It's just like free, available on my GitHub. Take that skill and install it. You can install it for Cursor or you can install it for Codex right now. I'm trying to get it set up for Droid and some of these other things, but the essence of everything is there. It works. It will burn a lot of tokens because it will launch multiple agents in parallel. This is a really advanced skill for advanced looping because it will not only do that, but it will also do verification tasks. So a lot of that stuff is just written in there into the skill file. And this is going to be extremely helpful for, as we saw, decomposing an existing app. You can do research with it. You can do planning with it. You can do code execution with it. All you have to do is just say parallel orchestrate and it will just start to act on itself. It'll try to get an intent for what you're trying to build or what you're trying to achieve. Maybe ask you any clarifying questions and then kind of go on from there. We didn't have to enter a plan mode, right? We just told it to, this is my intention, go do it. And then it just kind of went off from there. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And so the app is being built. And so that way you can build alongside with me. This is my journey. My name is Fernando. Used to be an engineer for 12 years plus at Apple. Left in 2023. Now just kind of building with AI. It started off with prompt engineering, building apps, building with Cursor from the early days, getting to know those folks. And, now building with AI, and you'll see me test all these different models, building this cool stuff. And right now I've basically entered my building arc. I want to ship an app to the App Store. I want to get to 10% body fat and improve my health, but then have a repeatable system so that like my brother and other people who are dealing with these different weight loss challenges can also go to a central place and use a really good quality app in the similar methodology that I've been using to go through this. It's not for everyone, but I want to build, and I think there's so much knowledge that you can absorb just by watching me do these things. And I do appreciate that during the live stream that you have been asking questions and doing some stuff. I obviously have zero tolerance for any negativity or people trying to put other people down. So you will get banned if I see that activity or if you're not really being helpful in the community as well. So I don't mind if I don't have like millions of subscribers. I just really like a good hardcore group of people. I feel like you're kind of on the same vibe if you're even landed here because YouTube knows you very well. And we'll serve this to you as well. So I definitely appreciate that. Let me catch up a little bit with the live stream comments as well, because I know some folks have asking some things. Sorry for bugging you. The last question is with the parallel orchestrator skill. Can I use the min-max agents inside of Codex? Yeah, you can do anything you want. Inside of Codex, there's a configuration file. You just modify whatever agents you want. You just tell it what specific model you want to use, and you're good. It's pretty. It's you can self-describe it. It's very flexible. Ideally, using that skill with Minimax would save on Codex tokens. Yeah. You can select whatever model, which is really nice. Yeah. So what do we have right now? What's going on? Let's see. So in the repo, okay, allow. What do we have? We have so much stuff. my Droid Wiki stuff that got checked in. We have minimal real kit, time kit. What else is going in here? We have contents JSON. Okay. Now the config template and the Xcode project files. Oh, it's even launching. Yo, that's crazy. Yo. Dang. That's wild. It's literally launching Xcode right now using Xcode build. Yo, this is wild. Like I'm not even touching anything. I'm totally hands off. This is nuts. Yo. It's got this. Oh my God, this is insane. Yo, this is pretty fire. So it's still on the first task, and I've only used completely autonomous. It's gonna make our whole app, the whole open source app that you can use. It's just gonna run all day. Like it's gonna run all night. And so the T0 acceptance criteria met, which is the empty app, builds a debug and release. It runs on iOS 26, and so you can see the power of these loops and the power of our own systems, right? So just that one skill file alone, some prompting and handing this stuff off with a good spec and a good plan. This is like top tier agentic engineering. This is like what you want to get towards as an engineer to start automating a lot of these processes, right? Typically, you would have to launch your own simulator, write your own scripts to do this stuff. I wrote zero code. We just typed in some English in a box. And I'm giving you all that stuff to get to use that and just try to figure that out for your workflow. So hopefully, if you have any questions, just let me know. Obviously, I can work on clarifying some of those things. A lot of the stuff probably flew by pretty fast, and there's probably a lot more. There's a lot more to learn from here. So if you didn't pick everything else up, don't feel like you're missing out. This is a whole process. It's going to take you a little while to kind of get used to some of these things. So don't get scared. You're not alone probably. So that's what's up. Damn. Yeah. So we're literally watching this thing absolutely cook. Let's go. Let's go. Look at that. It bootstrapped the whole project. It's got the whole minimal real-time kit project, Xcode. Let's go. It even wrote an HSMD file. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Wow. So this is really cool. It's been really fun to watch the agent build. Use the Xcode build MCP preferred and build the release project. So it even gives it the commands to run. So that way, like whenever you create a new chat and it's doing verification tasks, this is always going to get loaded back into the context. It's not that much of a file. And it will actually say, do read the spec, don't commit any secret. So like this is constantly going to be showing up in its thing here. Yo, this is crazy good. Absolutely cracked. Absolutely. This is beautiful. I can go to sleep now. Can you share the prompt that you did earlier to shareable? I think the prompt, you mean like the first one? Or which one? Like this one here? This big ass prompt? This prompt was, I'll show you how I came up with this one. The way I came up with this one was by telling it the following. This will probably help you, right? Because each prompt is going to be different. So I said, okay, I've made the repo public. Can you give me the handoff prompts that we need so that we can just let the agent keep running until it's done with the entire plan? I'm planning to do a multitask with coordinated parallel agents and use the parallel orchestrate skill within Cursor. I have a Cursor plugin already installed. It's not the Codex one. It's the Cursor specific one. So if you could just go ahead and give me the prompt, then I'm just going to go ahead and open up a new chat. That way I'll have its own context window to work from, and it'll be able to kick off subagents and do everything much cleaner. So that was the instructions. It worked for about 1 minute and 7 seconds, right? And Opus loves to think, so it tells you all about its thinking. And then from there, it's like, cool. Here's a single self-contained kickoff prompt that turns into an orchestrator, and it reads the spec file and the project plan and uses parallel orchestrate skill and drives the whole plan wave by wave with verification gates. This is really important. Generating each per task worker prompt from the plan's task cards. So you don't need 12 separate prompts. The template is embedded. Very, very important. I'm so glad that it figured out how to get here. That's why you use these frontier models like Opus 4.8, 1 million max. I don't have FOMO for Fable right now because I know that Opus 4.8 is really smart. We just have to give it some of the stuff that I saw from Fable, which is this type of behavior, so that it behaves in the way that we want it to do. So the part of the magic of what Fable does is it has verifier tasks, which is what I put into that skill, right? You don't have to like talk about it, but you just have to tell it to point it to the skill. Make sure you generate your specs and your project plan like we did earlier, right? Saying this is what I want to achieve. And then have it either generate some examples, but it itself will do it for you. You don't have to tell it too much. You just say, this is my outcome. Also, if you don't know how to get to an outcome, tell it you don't know how to get to an outcome, but will help me get there. And it will try to help you, and it will itself try to figure it out, which is what people call reverse prompting. I think that's really backwards of a way of saying things. You just say, I don't know how to get there, and just admit. Just throw your hands up. I call it the throw your hands up prompt. Like, I don't know what to do. You help me figure it out. It's really cool stuff. So once we did that, right? So it's like, once it understood what its role was, it then that's the prompt that it basically generated, because guess what? It has all of this context from all of our conversation of what we've been trying to achieve and our research tasks, right? So that it's so helpful for that stuff. And then it's like, I didn't write this prompt, Opus did. And that's very specific to your task. So from there, that's it. And then so I can also drop this prompt into build kickoff. No, I didn't need to do that. I just copy and paste it and put it in the chat, and that's it. And then it pretty much is going to town from there. It's literally just, it's still building. It will build for the rest of the night. This way, I know it's going in the right direction because each of these phases in the spec and the plan that we did review are extremely comprehensive. And then within the file system itself, it's extremely comprehensive. We have API references. All of these references are really, really good files that it has for documentation. Internal documentation, right? It doesn't have to go externally to look for this stuff. It built the stuff internally for itself. JSON for the MCP tool calls for how it should be doing things. Even function calling for loops. It wrote its own scripts. Like, this is just like absolute bonkers, right? So like, even for testing. So that's how it's going to verify its things, right? It got some snippets and wrote its own snippets for how it's going to do different like card views and things based off of my code base, which are very, very important. So this is a smart model. These are like the core components of my app. It just decomposed it into this type of thing. If I have source access to any other app and I want to convert it and make it my own, these are the steps that I would be doing in a similar way to like decompose it and say, now let's translate it for Swift. Let's make a front end app. Let's make a back end app. Let's whatever I want to do, right? Like I have the basis for it here. So those are really important. Got it. Understand. Okay, cool. We want to know how you can stream so fluently. It feels like recorded videos. You know what? I've been putting a lot of work. I think a lot of people haven't seen like all of the failures like we're having right now with just a black screen. I put in a lot of hours. I think the streaming stuff goes back to like when I was in school, when I dropped out, like trying to join a radio station and doing all that stuff, to like DJing weddings, to just real life experience, talking to people, working at the Genius Bar, working at Geek Squad, doing tech support, meeting people. I don't know, like trying to get into film, like doing photography. And what a lot of people don't really know, probably why it comes across like a recorded video, is because this is actually the way that I learn. So the way that I explain it back to you, I have to talk out loud and hear myself and see it so that I can learn. So I'm actually learning with you on the fly. Like all the stuff that we're doing isn't pre-planned, right? So I just have to throw myself into the cold water, if you know what I mean. And then the river will take us to wherever we need to go. I just say, okay, that river is going to go down that way. Let's kind of hop on that path because that looks cool. So we're literally just riding the wave live as it comes, right? Whatever boulder's in the way, something comes up. And because I have a lot of navigation experience, we're kind of using that experience to kind of guide us. So that's maybe why it feels kind of really real time and real, but like I'm actually learning with you on the fly, which is kind of crazy. And I don't think a lot of people do that, but hopefully it's helpful. And I think it is helpful for a lot of people. So I'm hoping I'll get my screen back. If not, then I think we're cooked. I think I'm cooked. Okay, we're back. We're back. Cool. Yeah, my friends always wear a life jacket in the cold river for sure. Yeah, that way you don't waste your energy. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, no, I really do appreciate it. I mean, I think professionalism with audio, with video, with lighting is very key. When I'm on live during the middle of the day too, that's going to be really chill too. Okay, let's see what's going on now. So we're at stage 2 of 10 now. So what happened was the agent kicked off a simulator because that's part of some of the scaffolding that we have around here for testing and my skill files and everything. All of that stuff is built in. So it's doing that. And now it's moving on to the next phase of work, which is now working on the secret stuff. And then it's doing some research right now with Xcode build MCP to test. And what else is it doing now? So T0.2 is running in the background and only owns. And so cursor shows you what sub-agents are working. It's now doing the plumbing here. So if you hit the little expand out, this shows us the context window that we're working with and everything. So this is its own chat. It's doing its own thing. It has its own tasks. It's not flooding our context window. It's working in its own context window. We can go back to the main chat. And so this is it just kind of waiting. And as it expands out and it gets full, cursor will compress our context window and it'll keep going. And because it has everything in the context with our spec and our plan, this can crash and come back and just keep going. This will just keep going forever, basically. Yeah. Always wear, okay. Ray, do you know anything about how to save tokens while giving any input? I was working on projects to make something like this. Can you recommend an SRC from where I can take any insights? Token savings kind of come with figuring out how to route to different models for different tasks. I think you'll build that intuition, like kind of like what I'm doing right now. And I'm trying to encode that in my skills files for research because I don't always need a frontier model for like setting up a Git repo, right? So like GPT 5.5 low is perfect, right? It's really fast. It can do it. Opus 4 can do it. You know, like you don't need the latest frontier model to do certain things that are just set up. But the harder part is like, how do you know when to do that? And I think how do you specify that? So I think I would say you're going to learn that a little bit over time. The frontier labs are also going to figure that out over time too. They're going to see all of our agentic behavior and then they're going to start to classify what goes for that or not. Composer 2.5 from Cursor is extremely capable. It's extremely cost effective and it's extremely fast. And you'll find that it can do a lot of these types of tasks. I would say it could do like 80% of your tasks. And it's a fantastic model. And don't sleep on that. Use that for like creating the GitHub repo, doing these other things, right? Once you've already figured out the intelligence like we have now, you can probably spawn off and just try it. You'll be surprised. I don't do it for Swift code because I know it's not really good at that. And I've been talking to the Cursor team about it and giving them some examples. And I'm hoping that the new Composer 3 will be a lot better. And hopefully I get early access to it. So I'm just going to keep hammering at that because I want that thing to be really good at Swift. I think having a longer context window is going to be really important so that the agents can keep that into longer memory. But for the most part, especially these one-off tasks, you can probably do them a lot with Composer. If you're interested in a lot more orchestration stuff, you may want to check out Repo Prompt. There's now like a community edition, so that will like let you orchestrate and hand off stuff to different agents. It's a little bit more advanced though, so you may want to look into that as well. As far as like, a harness to help drive some of those things. Amazing. Thank you for your advice. As an engineer, I could see myself working on articulation and presentation skills. It's going to be required more when you get more focus and distribution. And man, I really do appreciate it because, yeah, when you can speak like Craig Federighi on stage who presents for Apple, like he's known as Air Force Run. He's like the most engaging speaker out of all of those folks. He's an engineer, right? He learned to do that, but it gets you so many doors that open up. And you're able to explain things to your grandma, but also explain really deep concepts to engineers to have them drive architecture and drive like engineering problems, like, and be like very convincing about making sure that stuff gets done. It just comes with experience. And turning on the camera to practice is actually a really good idea because that gets you the reps and stuff. So that's what's up. Yo, good morning, man. Good morning. I'm about to go to sleep soon. So good morning to you guys. You may give chocolate, was it chocolate headrooms? Okay, that saves a lot of tokens. Okay, that's what's up. Kind of, yes. Is this John F, like my brother? Like John, for real? Like, is that you? Like, wait, hold on. Let me see, because my phone's on sleep mode. I don't know if you text me or not. Let's see. Well, I'll text him right now. I'll see if my brother's actually the one who texts me right now. I'm having some issues with my life. Yeah, that's me. Oh, okay, cool. Let's see. Yo, send me a text. John. My phone is bugging out. Yo, John. Yo. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, that's me. Awesome. Yeah, this is my brother. I'll make you mod. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Okay, put the user add as moderator. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I've added you as a mod, John, so that way that people don't mess with you. You can help me out as well. Yeah. So we're basically cooking live right now with Cursor. And yeah, John, I got to hit you up because we got to go to Hawaii. More on those details soon. Yeah, that's me. Cool. Awesome. So the app is being built. We're going to do this in open source. Cool. Do you have any suggestions for security topics? There's a couple of folks on security. Let me see if I can find them, because there's this one guy who really does really good stuff for security. What's his name? Timo the Read Code. Okay. Xcode. No. Next. It depends on what kind of Next.js security. There's a guy. Not Tibor. What is his name? I don't see him. When I see him come up, I'll definitely reference you, because man, I don't see him. He wrote a book and everything. Node security. Node security. He writes a lot about Node. I don't see it. Yeah. There are some folks actually tomorrow that I'm going to have on live that will be talking about security. So stay tuned for tomorrow's live stream. I have two folks who are working in this field who are doing a lot of testing, which is really, really fascinating. I'm also going to have another person. Her name is Allie. She does a lot of security stuff too. And I call it the security corner. And I'm trying to see if I can do some type of reoccurring thing, but she's super smart, like in this whole realm of things. And I think it's going to be really insightful to understand, what these people are kind of doing in these topics. So yeah. So what I'm trying to make a JSON file for hooks for Claude Code in harness, in which a user can put any input. Claude Code will tell the approximate how many tokens to be used for. Yeah, I think there are a couple of tools like that. There's like a tokenizer tool already for this. I think there might be public and open source. Yeah. Yo, what's up, Ryan from Hack Zero? Yo, what's going on? Actually, these guys, I didn't realize you guys are still up. So yeah, these guys have some products right now that it's called Hack Zero. Yeah. Let's see. They're the ones you want to see. Hack Zero. Oh, I can't find the website. All right, my copy paste is so cooked right now, but yes, I'll have them on right now. I was trying to see if I could pull it up. But yeah, trying to see what's going on with Cursor agents. So yeah, we're basically vibing right now, and I'm having some issues with the new beta, because you can see just a black screen right now. There's literally nothing that pulls up, but I'm trying to make it so that it kind of does pull up, and sometimes it works and sometimes it's not working. For whatever reason, it's not working right now, but it does come back and forth. So yeah, hackzero.ai. Definitely go check it out. Yeah, hackzero.ai. And these guys are really cooking up some cool stuff. So we're going to try to see if I can get them on tomorrow. And because I met them yesterday at the Cursor Compile event, and I was like blown away. I was like, and they got some really top tier stuff. Their background is super crazy too. It's about to be nuts. So I'm going to let this run all night. And this should, by tomorrow morning, we should have, we should already start seeing some of the stuff come up in here. So if we just go to like my Ray Fernando GitHub, Ray Fernando 1337, within here, you'll see the minimal real-time kit. This is the kit thing that I'm working on. We right now just currently have the, you'll see it actually just coming in right on the fly. My agents are just committing on the go. So we have the initial commit, which we spec'd out earlier today. The agents are literally just writing the code live right now. I think, where did my real-time kit go? Real-time kit. Okay, cool. So my agents are literally following all the steps, and you'll just see them like keep updating here. So it's kind of crazy. I literally have a fish tank on my computer, and the fish tank is, watching my agents kind of do the loops. They're looping on themselves. They're literally doing everything for us, right? So there's a secrets resolver. This is crazy. This is really good stuff. Okay, cool. Man, this is nuts. Yeah, so this is being coded live right now, and you're just gonna see live updates if you just go here. So this is really cool. Make sure you drop a star on this. It's really fire. So that's what's up. So yeah, that's that. You'll have your own like version of a real-time kit, and then it's just gonna continue to be tested over and over again through Cursor. So this is working on wave 2, and it'll just keep cooking. So damn, that's what's up. Yo, this is a fire stream. I really enjoyed the stream. At 2 hours, I was supposed to only go on for 1 hour. I'm kind of losing my voice. I will be on again probably like around 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that's what's up. And hopefully y'all are having a really good time. Drop the thumbs up. Appreciate y'all. I still need to open this keyboard. So maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Stay tuned. I dropped you with so much sauce today. So much sauce. You got my skills files. You got like $1 million worth of like AI testing and tokens and stuff skills. You got the iOS skills, right? You're watching me burn through like a lot of tokens just so that you can bootstrap your own voice agent on the iOS that you can ship to the App Store and be ready to go from there. That saves you like 100 million tokens easily, right? It's going to save you a lot of the research, a lot of the headache. You're also going to get the iOS skills as well. So you got a lot of stuff to get going with me. And all I ask is that you subscribe, like, and make sure you hit that little bell to catch the next live stream, because the next live stream, we're just going to keep building off that project. So I'm going to be building my private project. I have the open source repo. So when new people join in and they want to start building Pebbles or whatever you want to build from scratch, you'll have all the basis for that agent to work from, and then just kind of fork it and do your own thing. That's what we do here. Super generous. I think it's more valuable that we learn together in this new age of AI, because this stuff is moving crazy fast. And like, I don't like fear-based stuff. So I want to promote positivity, us building together, us sharing resources, and trying to level each other up. If you're seeing someone copy my repo, put it in a private thing and sell it, like, we got to go after them and say, yo, you're violating this thing. Because too many people be doing that, right? Like, I give away a lot of sauce. You see, we only have like a small number of followers. They go to their bigger communities, and then they try to sell it like, oh, check out this crazy kit. It's going to do all this stuff for you. Or it's like a Fable 5 replacement. It's like, bro, I looked at your prompt. It's exactly my thing. You didn't even tell it LLM to copy it or like rename it. You just you left all my little fingerprints all over the place. But that's okay, because I come from abundance, and I feel like this is only the beginning, right? So like, there's going to be a lot more challenges and more stuff. I used to be an engineer at Apple for over 12 years. So we're going to be jumping into many rivers. We're going to be flowing in all these different directions. And so navigate with me, chill with me. We're going to be here in Cali. We're going to be in Hawaii. We're going to go back and forth. And that's kind of like the vibes we roll in. So that's what's up. If you're down with it, definitely smash the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up like Venturia right now. Hit the emoji thumbs up right now. Like, let's go. Let's go ahead and cook. All right, fam. Without further ado, I will see you tomorrow. And I hopefully will have this project that I can't seem to load right now because I got the iOS beta. I have to keep doing this little window refresh thing. And it's really crazy. Like, we're literally watching a loop. Like, this thing is coding forever. Like, I'm about to go to sleep. It's going to keep coding all night, testing itself all night. Based off that one prompt, right? That's how we do things here. Advanced prompt engineering that you can take. You don't have to be an advanced prompt engineer. You can start playing with this, start designing your own loops, and you're absolutely going to crush. So big shouts out to Nikev, Ritun. We got John Fernando 1337. Let's go, John. Let's go, John. Yes, we got John is rad. We got Venturi in the building. We got Rye as well. We're gonna get you on tomorrow for sure. We got Crick Grad as well. Who else has got? Who's still on the stream right now? Who's still rocking with us? Let's see who else is still rocking with us. We got some folks rocking with us. Yeah, we're just agents are coding. I'm about to go to sleep. I'm about to have a really good night's sleep because I just know that this agent's gonna keep working until it's done. And this is about to be ridiculous. This is about to be ridiculous. Thanks for the content. We also got, was it Sam Droid? Senti Droid with the eyeballs. Thank you so much. Good night as well to everyone. Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, good night. Oh man, you guys are fired. This is like really inspires me to. Got Terry in the building. Let's go, Terry. We got Crick Grad. We got Legible AI Systems as well. Okay. Good night, everyone. Good morning to everyone as well. Yeah, Kim B, what's going on? What a time to be alive. Thanks, bro. Yeah, I mean, we are absolutely cooking. You guys got so much sauce right now. Please share it around with some friends. Tell some other people about it. Like, this is a movement that we're going to be going into, and I want to start streaming every day. Like, I don't see a reason why I can't. It may be at different times, right? At night, in the morning. But if I stream, we got to do this, right? So we're definitely going to fly. I think this is the time to fly. This is a time we have this small window to lock in because we get so many credits, right? If you sign up for like a $200 GPT plan, it's going to get you like $1,000 of credits usage easily, right? If you sign up for a Claude Code plan, it's kind of similar. Cursor Ultra, similar. Like one of these plans will get you quite a bit of usage, out of it. And, this is a time to build. And then along the way, I'm going to be dropping all this gems on you, right? So I'm going to be dropping some of these open source repos so you don't have to burn those tokens like I'm doing right now all night, right? So this is probably going to be like a 200 million token run, at least, That's your $200 a month plan, like easily, or a $100 a month plan burned, right? You don't have to go through that. Just wait. Just you'll see that repo is building right now. My agent's just shipping it. I'm about to go to sleep. I'm talking to you. And this is what I want to use AI for, right? I want to use AI so I can go to the beach in Hawaii, come back. I'm like refreshed, eating my fruit, listening to the birds. And we're like, what's going on right now? What did our agents produce for us? So that's what's up. Yeah. Yiyom, thank you so much, man. Repo is cooking. So much sauce in there. We're just getting started. A year from now, all of us are not going to be recognizable. Like you're watching this, you're locking in right now. You're not going to be recognizable like a month from now, because that's the level of lock-in we're about to be. Ooh, it's about to be crazy. All right, y'all. Peace out. I'll see you soon.